Washington Commanders are doing that with Kliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator. Kliff was fired last season from the Cardinals because Jonathan Gannon just finished his first season. Kliff was the offensive coordinator at USC this year, where they took a step back on offense. But how much faith do you have in this Kliff Kingsbury-Dan Quinn marriage?
Okay, I think what's going on with the Commanders and the job search and all the reporting that's come out after is some of the most bizarre stuff I have seen in a really long time, because from what I can tell, the Commanders wanted to hire either the Lions offensive coordinator or the Baltimore defensive coordinator. Both of them said no. Lions offensive coordinator obviously going back to Detroit. Ben Johnson, good for him, wants to stay there as a coordinator for a year instead of coach
another year, because he turned down jobs last year.
Yeah, which is interesting. And I do genuinely, I'm curious what's going on there. And there's, reporting that it's oh, he's asking for too much money or whatever. And it's I don't know if that's true or not, but sure. And so they ended up with Dan Quinn, who you obviously are very familiar with as a Falcons fan. So it's obvious that he was not their first choice, right? And so trying to sell that.
Or their second choice.
Or their second choice. I don't think it's a terrible hire or anything like that. It's very shades of Ron Rivera, though, which seems like that's something that they were trying to get away from. And also the trend right now in the NFL is hire a young, hot coordinator and let it rip. So I think it's very bizarre. Kliff Kingsbury, obviously people are going to talk about, is Caleb Williams going to end up in Washington now? Are they going to try to trade for the first pick? What are the Bears going to do with Justin Fields? And I think that aspect of it is interesting. But like you said, so him and Lincoln Riley both, Lincoln Riley obviously has a big hand in USC's offense, and Kliff was there as a offensive analyst or coordinator, whatever his actual role was. I'm not exactly sure. But they were very good on offense. Caleb Williams was the reason that they were good on offense.
Correct.
The offense, even though I think if you look at a lot of the offensive statistics this year from USC, it was very, very good. But that was Caleb Williams making magic a lot of the time.
Right.
So I don't know if that's something you can replicate as easily in the NFL if you're Kliff Kingsbury, if you actually do get Caleb Williams. And then if you don't, what is the backup plan there?
They also, in all of this, they hired Kliff Kingsbury before firing Eric Bieniemy.
Yes.
Also, Martin Mayhew is still on staff there, who was the GM last year, and Adam Peters is taking over. So, there's a lot of mixing and matching here.